Consequently, somehow in December 2020, Hillman decides that it's a great idea to state on the record that she doesn't like the word transparency. And if this is how academia works, then forget student debt relief. Can we just get college degrees classified as financial crime scenes? Alums donated a record-breaking $9 million during the annual fall campaign. Hillman even celebrated it on her Zoom call with the 1990 class. And then a few sentences later, she announced that the college was looking to partner the next day. A formal public announcement was made. No official mention of the $9 million donation was ever made again. So, by spring 2020, things were unraveling fast. Hillman avoided giving specific answers to the students, faculty, and alums' demands about program continuity and financial transparency. So basically, what she told us was that everything was fine and that we didn't need help from the Independent Alumni Association. And then she drops a bomb on March 21st. Guess what? Mills is teaching out and has to close. And I'm sorry, but I haven't heard the word teaching out many times in my life. Have you? So how come every time I do, why is there something fishy going on? The community, as always, was ready to come through. The people of Oakland always step up. But Hillman? Well, to that she said, and I quote, nah. So some 2.5 months later, 2 alum trustees first learned of Mills College's potential merger with Northeastern University, even though negotiations had reportedly been going on since April. Yeah, they were on the board of trustees and weren't told what was going on. Not suspicious at all. During the board of trustees meeting, President Beth Hillman presented a fancy matrix revealing these discussions. The alumni trustees formally requested records related to the NU deal, but their request went unanswered, which later became a key issue in their legal complaint. Some trustees believe talks with Northeastern University began even before the March 4th vote, 2 weeks before the closure was announced, to explore strategic partnerships. Because historically, powerful institutions have always had women's best interest at heart. Board minutes show that Mills invited proposals from potential partners both after the announcement, receiving interest from institutions like Arizona State University, which proposed preserving Mills's woman-centered mission by paying off its debt and bringing in revenue through Latinx-focused women's education. Yeah. Mills had just gained prestige as one of those prestigious rare flower things as an HSU. However, all bids except... Why does this feel like a hostage video? However, all bids except Northeastern University's were dismissed. NU's proposal stood out for its allegedly unusually detailed financial disclosures compared to its competitors. Makes you wonder how they prepared such a thorough response in a pretty limited time they were reportedly given. The fancy matrix favoring NU was created solely by Hillman, a fact she later admitted. After which, to the best of my ability, I can only imagine that both she and Mr. Anderson from the Matrix politely declined to take the red pill, as they both left the room, fiercely voguing and symmetrically dabbing with each other in perfect unison every step of the way. And to be fair, it was an absolutely giving display. Despite financial struggles from the tuition reset, which lowered revenue without increasing enrollment, Mills had identified plenty of other revenue-generating opportunities. Proposals included $10 million annually from Samuel Merritt University Nursing School, $12.5 to $15 million from campus development deals with Beacon Rose and related $1 million annually from Oliver and Company, and additional projects identified by UC Berkeley. These options were abandoned without board deliberation in favor of closure and merger with NU. Why? I guess the only Oliver Mills was interested in was Oliver Twist. Please, sir, may I have some more chaos? Also, can we discuss the sheer chutzpah of Beth Hillman unilaterally dismissing all other offers? Mills had viable options, including one that actually aligned with its mission, and she went, nah, I like this one, the one that dissolves our entire history. That's like being on a sinking ship and rejecting life drafts in favor of a sponsored partnership with the iceberg. And then there's Eric Roberts, who, to be clear, was not a lawyer, despite being tied to a law firm specializing in white-collar criminal defense. That's deeply suspicious. That's like hiring a doctor who turns out to only have a doctorate in typing, "Is this cancer?" into Google and nothing else but, and this is fun, 30 years experience in jerking off. Northeastern's acquisition loomed, and the Mills community became more and more outraged. I can neither confirm nor deny that 170 years of history was packed in an alleged metaphorical U-Haul and driven across country like some sort of cursed artifact. Use your legs, you bastards. This was a literal act of textbook definition appropriation by moving these critical cultural assets from the community that created and needs them. Northeastern erases Mills' unique legacy and claims ownership over its intellectual history, letting them dictate who can see these archives and for how long, centralizing power while limiting local access. Centralizing power while limiting local access, symbolizing the absorption of Mills' heritage into Northeastern's basic bitch identity. And that's not behavior you expect from a school. That's what you expect from FIFA. Hello, yes, this is the Cayman Islands Bank. Yes, I'd like to deposit my tuition dollars into a little shell company called Laundering? What? No! No, man, we're not. I was dead at the time. LLC. I mean, come on. They might as well slap a British Museum plaque on it. We stole this, but for educational purposes. And please, Mummy, it would look so nice next to the Southside golf course. No, not that one, but the other one. No, the other one. Northeastern basically said, hey guys, yeah, so here's the deal. We're gonna shut down this historic college, take all its money, sell the land, and, yeah. We're moving the most valuable assets to Boston. That's literally the plot of every 80s movie where the plucky kids have to save the community center. Okay, so just to recap. Mills had money. The money disappeared. Mills had options. The options were ignored. Mills had archives. The archives were shipped off in an alleged metaphorical U-Haul in a literal act of textbook appropriation. Metaphorically speaking, literally. I'm sorry. No one has ever said, hey, let's just send some funds to the Cayman Islands and had it not end in criminal charges. That's like saying I left my brand new puppy with Michael Vick and Congresswoman Kristi Noem, and I'm sure he will be just fine. Yet, somehow, after all this, we still haven't come close to the tip of the iceberg. When the merger was announced, 4 trustees sued, and the last one that wasn't threatened and scared off was buried in paperwork and not allowed to share her findings. It should seem obvious that a trustee shouldn't have to sue to do their job in the first place, and if they must, then something shady is definitely going on. While Suits may not be the most realistic lawyer show in the world, there are some universal truths we can learn from it, such as when someone is buried alone in paperwork, it is often a strategy to drown them in information and make them give up their pursuit. And when a settlement is taken, it means the other side does admit to some level of guilt, no matter how much Northeastern University will try to deny that. The lawsuit against Hillman revealed she withheld key financial documents, pushing trustees to vote. The lawsuit against Hillman revealed she withheld key financial documents, pushing trustees to vote on a merger without all the facts. Hillman manipulated the process. Her statements about the financial situation conflicted with internal reports and left trustees powerless. When Northeastern and Hillman were accused of defrauding students, the presiding judge, Judge Polito, stated, I have struggled with what the proper forum is for this case, and whether it's this courtroom or whether it's other places. It's important to note that there are only a few courts. It doesn't belong in family court or probate court, and it was already in civil court. So by process of elimination, what court is left? Well, gee whiz, Scooby, I don't know. Maybe the one where people go when they commit crimes? And let's not forget, if you need to increase your lawyer insurance by $40 million like Hillman did, maybe, just maybe, you're not a victim of bad PR. Maybe you're just bad. When you look further into this lawsuit, you can see Northeastern wasted no time defrauding students. While alums built bridges with hurting students, the college provided very little emotional support. Even that first NU cohort left broken, having arrived excited. Then, just a few days later, comforting new Mills friends who just found out their majors were eliminated, alums rallied students with its shivering jimmies and chocolate chip cookies. Alums guided students to a successful civil lawsuit. Millions, were left in financial uncertainty due to Northeastern's empty promises about program continuity. NU promised that Mills legacy students would be able to finish their majors, only for Northeastern to go back on that promise in the first week of school, saying, change your major or transfer elsewhere, again at the beginning of the semester when no one was taking new applications. Scholarships that were meant for Mills College students were redirected to Northeastern students, breaking promises made to alumni who had donated those funds for specific purposes. That's right. Mills students got hit with the old bait and switcheroo. Oh yeah, you can totally finish your major, let alone your goddamn 2020 anti-fascist thesis during a pandemic. And then, bam. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and hurt you. Just kidding! Change it or leave! I mean, it's like ordering a burger. And when they bring you a fish sandwich, they say, hey, you're still eating that, right? I mean, what's the problem? I mean, like, the problem is I just told you that I'm deathly allergic to fish. And then scholarships that were meant for Mills students were redirected? I mean, that's straight up academic gentrification. Furthermore, in what used to be the Strong, Proud, All Mills Facebook group, started after the student strike, which has now become the Northeastern Narrative Control Committee, it was made clear by certain Mills alums turned NU allies, such as, fine, I won't name names, that Northeastern believes it's the donor's responsibility to make sure that the institution is using its funds as directed. Yet when donors have confronted them about this malpractice, NU ignored the chance to answer when called out about still taking advantage of donations that were never intended for them and their obtuse opaqueness. Advocates have raised concerns that Northeastern's financial practices may constitute elder exploitation, particularly in the mishandling of donor funds. So I guess it seems that Northeastern just has a cute little weekend hobby of elder abuse. To make this dumpster fire even hotter, Remember how Beth Hellman's lawyer insurance, when she resigned, was raised by $40 million? Well, you might ask, where did all that money come from? Well, my friends, that is an excellent question to ask. How astute of you to wonder. Remember... I'm sorry. Remember all that money from the alums that bailed Mills out time and time again, only for Hillman to turn around and say, what money? Well, in the summer of 2021, when she and Eric Roberts were the quote-unquote executive committee of the Board of Trustees, I don't know. So they made her the CEO of Mills for the transition because when you give up your college, the Board of Trustees dissolves. Yes. In other words, it was paid for out of Mills' pockets. So basically, after all your crying wolf about a financial emergency, what you're saying is that Mills can't survive because you needed to pay your lawyer hush money so that you could cover your own ass. I guess it's... all right. I mean, no. Cut that. So basically, after all your crying wolf about a financial emergency, what you're saying is that Mills can't survive because you needed to pay your lawyer hush money so that you could cover your own ass. Additionally, Hillman agreed to what's called a poison pill strategy, a contractual failsafe equating to mob-level extortion. Usually, a poison pill is meant to deter non-serious buyers and protect the acquiring party. But in this case, if Mills wanted to back out of the merger, then Mills would have to pay Northeastern $50 million, which is the academic version of heads I win, tails you lose. Tails, you lose. I just want to make sure you cut the part where the judge agreed that the BOT, the Board of Trustees, should turn over their reasoning for the school's closure to the 4 officers who somehow blinked and missed it. But they didn't turn over their reasoning. They did that suits dump. Oh, dearest lovely trustees, please find attached every irrelevant document we could think of, including cafeteria lunch receipts, a bunch of my own personal unpaid parking tickets, which you now have to pay us, yes, some collage materials, have you got any wallpaper? This photo of a pretty fly I saw. I don't remember where. Oh, this napkin with a half-eaten sandwich on it. Oh, you got a good grip on that? Great. So why don't you stuff your pants with it, shit yourself, calm my Mandela? You can't stop thinking about me, ask if I'm single, and I mean get real whiny with it. Thanks, sweet tits. How about you go to hell, amigo? Patoo, 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 patoo. Oh, wait. Is that a Sports Illustrated? Oh, no. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna need that. I said go to hell! Sincerely, Northeastern University, go. Whatever the fucking hell their stupid mascot is. Fuck you guys. But seriously, though, how does Northeastern still get to call itself a university? At this point, they're basically a walking hostile takeover disguised as an institute of higher education. I mean, the mere existence of a poison pill strategy in this context is like putting a breakup fee on a Tinder date. Imagine, you're on a coffee date. Seems to be going great. All of a sudden, after taking a long and deeply thoughtful sip of dangerously, and I mean scorchingly so, hot coffee, wrapped in each other's eyes, hanging on each other's every word, suddenly, oh, sorry. By the way, if you don't marry me after I finish this coffee, I have the paperwork here. If you don't marry me by the time this coffee is gone, you owe me $50 million. And second, ow, my neck. And second, Bev Hillman's lawyer insurance jumped $40 million when she resigned. That's not insurance. That's hush money. With a side of, please don't investigate me to sprinkle on top. Before all this happened, Hillman received a vote of no confidence by the faculty. And with leadership like that, coupled with the far right's increasing embrace of authoritarian rhetoric and certain individuals threatening to never leave office, the radical right, quote unquote, operating on a government hiring policy based solely on loyalty alone, with Project 2025 / Schedule F and Fox News consistently aligning themselves with fascist rhetoric. I mean, you start to wonder how much trustworthy leadership is truly left in the world. For meeting and Hillman knew from her time at Hastings Law School that she, as a college president leading a merger, would have been compelled to follow sunshine protocols for meetings and transparency, and yet Hillman didn't. What's even stranger is Hillman's passionate involvement in the Women's College Coalition prior to working at Mills. I mean, she was on the board. Neither she nor Mills are listed on their website now, but that's no surprise. But get this, alums even called the WCC to check if the proper channels were followed, and the person on the line responded, "Oh, Hillman's on the board. Don't worry." Meanwhile, Hillman is playing Grand Theft Academia. Oh yeah, speaking of information control, Hillman actively participated in the collapse of Mills's journalism department. According to those students, in 2017, Hillman made it a really unwelcoming and difficult experience for the entire department under her tenure. She allegedly attempted to call the editor-in-chief of the Campanile into a private meeting regarding their coverage of the financial stabilization plan that summer. Wasn't it positive enough? According to one source, the rest of the editorial team joined, during which it became clear that who. 'Cause, 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 'cause,